Hey.
Okay. Everybody's good to go. We'll get underway with broadcasters before. Thanks.
Hamish, first game of the Six Nations, obviously away to Twickenham. You're involved in the amazing match last time 2 years ago. How hopeful are you confident are you that that performance that you put in then can mean that you can go one better and get the win down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's good having that game, knowing how well we performed in that second half, and knowing that we can do that against a team like England away from home is definitely a confidence booster. But then again, I was involved in the 2017 game as well, so we know that you have to be on it. And compared to both of those games, we're going to have to start well. I think that's the key. You have to away from home, you have to start these games well. And unlike in 2019, that makes it then a lot easier for yourselves to obviously be in the game and then have the best chance of winning. So we know against these good teams, we're going to have to start really well.
Rory was saying earlier, obviously with COVID restrictions in place and everyone in lockdown, that perhaps this is a chance for the team to maybe lift the nation a wee bit. Is that a sense that the players have got, that they could really, give the nation a wee boost if we could get a win at the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it was spoken about in the autumn internationals as well. We know the lockdown wasn't quite as bad back then, and we know that it's been a tough year for everyone, for a lot of our fans. And I suppose every game is a chance for us to lift the nation, but definitely this game more than most. This game has a special something about it. So we know if we can get a result at the weekend, yeah, I think that would be a boost to all the fans.
You mentioned that special match. It's always special, but the 150th anniversary with no fans there, does that take some of the magic away a wee bit, or is that something you just put out of your head?
I mean, yeah, it's a bit gutting, but it's one of those things, I guess. There's nothing, it's completely out of all of our control. And yeah, I imagine a lot of fans would have loved to have been there, but at the same account, they'll all be watching from home, and we've still got to go down there, and a huge game in 150th anniversary, so that's a bit of extra hype around it as well.
Thanks, Hamish.
Cheers.
Hamish, it was sort of mentioned earlier that the pressure of the crowd, sort of not just on the team but also on officials and stuff, can sort of help maybe both sides, rather than the referee having pressure and obviously giving decisions to the home side. Is that something that you've talked about in terms of utilising this advantage of not having a crowd there?
Yeah, I think it's a weird one, because going away from home, look at the Welsh game in the autumns, historically these places are very hard to go with crowds. But then I suppose in 2019, you almost saw their own crowd sort of not flip on them, but then also go a bit quiet when you are scoring tries. So I think it works both ways, because then at the same time, if you can't hear when you normally have fans, if you start conceding a few tries, you can hear sometimes how quiet your fans are as well. So I think it works both ways sometimes, but it's something we're all obviously it's pretty bad to say, but we're all pretty used to not playing with fans now. So I'm sure all their players are exactly the same. They've been playing their Premiership games or whatever without any fans, and it's actually all something we're quite used to. Maybe for the rest, it's still tight, small marginal decisions. It might help, but apart from that, player-wise, we've all dealt with this for almost a year now, so we're all pretty used to it.
How big an opportunity is this? Obviously, England have had some issues, and there's some obviously players coming in the Scotland squad now that are obviously be excited in terms of hopefully getting their debuts. There must be a buzz around the camp and a real sense of optimism that this could be a huge opportunity.
Yeah, there's a buzz around the camp. It's a huge opportunity to go down there and put in a great performance. But we know how good a side England are. They're one of the informed teams at the moment in rugby. So we know it's going to be a real tough challenge, whether they've got a few problems or whatever it is, whether they've got a few players missing. We know that England have got great depth in that squad. So it's going to be a really, really tough game.
Thanks, Hamish.
Okay, anything else for broadcast? We'll move on to the written 10 PM embargo on the day it's going to go. Okay, someone wants to open us up on written, Richard, maybe?
Yeah,